You showed me what Aries said.
The whole thing with the stand-up was, if you got guys writing for you, should there be an asterisk near your stat?
What's been one of the things that people said about Kevin that like bothered you, that you can recall? I think you mentioned like Aries' comments and...
Yeah, Aries, Mike Epps, what's old boy? Cat. I don't think Cat ever said he wasn't funny though. Cat he might have. I don't know. But T.K. Kirkland. Who do you think is funny? Who are you watching when you're at that level? Who are you watching and saying, well, this person should be in their place other than yourself? Dave Chappelle don't do that shit. Dave Chappelle worry about what Dave Chappelle got. Chris Rock worry about what he got going on. It's the people that maybe they feel threatened or they're upset that Kevin took this #1 spot. But you are a top comedian. He don't have to be funny to you. He has to be funny to the masses. People don't understand that if you do a comedy show and there's 500 people there, if you make 250 people laugh at a 500 people show, you realize how much laughter that is? You killing it. If you make half the audience laugh, you killing it. That's a lot of laughs.
That's deep. I never looked at that one.
Yeah, and everybody not gonna laugh at every joke. You got a couple big jokes that maybe you get 90% of the crowd laughing. Then the other jokes like he laugh at this, he laugh at that. Then laughter's contagious. Sometimes you might laugh at just other people laughing. You part of the experience. So people criticize Kevin a lot because of the writers, and I can't say this enough. He has 2 writers. One of them is our host, that's Joey. Another one is Harry Ratchford, and these guys. Kevin's material is coming. It's coming from him. They sit in the back. They might record it, and they add a couple lines here and there, like try it this way. But this is all his shit. He hosted a show at Mohegan Sun a couple years ago. This motherfucker did 40 minutes freestyling. And it was good. He was the best on the show. He was hosting the show. He had Keith Robinson performed. One of them older white guys from New York, comedians. I think maybe Margaret Cho was on the show. It was like some random well-known comics. He was the best freestyling, hosting. I guarantee you, if he went to the Laugh Factory tonight, he'd get on stage and do 40 minutes to an hour just talking. And Kevin has a great memory. So he'll think something and he remembers it. He get up there and do it. Even when it comes to acting, he look at his lines a couple times. He's like, all right, let's go. So, you showed me what Aries said.
My whole thing with the stand-up was, if you got guys writing for you, should there be an asterisk near your stat? If you're supposed to be the artist, if you sitting there and you got your thing of clay, and you as an artist have to mold this clay and shape it and do it and get it to where when you finally finish, this is the piece of resistance. This is museum ready. That's you. You did that. But if you molding this clay and it's kind of there, but ain't there, and somebody goes, hey man, do this to it. Whip, 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 whip. Now you took what they gave you and you did that, and now ta-da, that's you.
So if that's the case, then Michael Jackson shouldn't be the king of pop. Mary J. Blige shouldn't be the princess of soul or whatever the fuck they call her, and Aretha Franklin, all these people that had writers. Richard, and if you want to go to comedy, Richard Pryor had writers, Eddie Murphy had writers. I don't know if Martin ever had a writer, but when it comes to black comedy, our 2 greats are Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. If you look at Raw, you'll see that Keenan Ivory Wayans and Robert Townsend wrote some of Raw. Now, on his first special, he probably wrote that himself, but when he got bigger and he needed help and he had this this level of expectation, he had people help him. Paul Mooney used to write for Richard Pryor, from what I hear. Motherfuckers had writers. So how is this any different? He still has to get up there and execute. And the difference is they probably use writers for content, for actual content of their set more than Kev does. So if you're going to criticize Aries Spears, you got to criticize Richard Pryor. You got to criticize Eddie Murphy. You got to criticize Michael Jackson. You got to criticize all these people who had writers, no asterisks next to their name. You still got to be able to get up there and execute the shit. So at what point do you say, I need to work harder, or maybe I need to get some writers too? Yeah. At what point do you say that instead of saying, oh man, he only doing this because of this? Well, the shit is working for him. So why don't you figure out what works for you? People spend too much time worried about what somebody else is doing. That energy could be going towards your career. So for him to do an interview, first of all, even currently, Kevin is not the only comedian that has writers. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of white comics and whoever else that has writers. And then also what he said is bullshit, because just being a comedian, if Aries Spears was performing right now at the Improv and there was a bunch of comedians who's cool with him watching his set and he do some jokes and they get laughed, like we always thinking like, yo, that shit was funny, try this. Here's a tag for that. Comedians give each other's tags all the time. So if he can sit here and say nobody ever gave him a tag on the joke and made his joke better, then I would think that he's a fucking liar if he said that. That's hard to believe. So maybe you didn't pay them for it like Kev did, or maybe you don't have people around every time you start creating a special to do this, but you can't say that you don't feel comfortable, somebody shouldn't feel comfortable taking credit for a big joke or a big laugh because somebody gave you a tag for it. At the end of the day, why do you care?
I wanted to think that, like, if Kev wasn't to succeed, does that help elevate them?
No.
Like, if Kev, like, disappeared, does that mean that now their stock has rise?
No, because they were before Kev. Only person that start off hot, fall off and come back was Lil Wayne. Who else done that shit? Ain't no comedians doing that.